guys, welcome back to my channel, and hello again everybody. Today we're doing a bit of a review, a flip through of the Tarocco Sopraffino. So a new member, a new acquisition, and something I've been waiting for so long really, and I'll tell you guys why. This is very special in terms of the deck size, the cardstock size. So we'll do a bit of a review, flip through some cards, and then maybe even compare some card sizes so you guys can get a full-scale idea. First off, so I picked it up from Amazon. The idea is that this is a limited edition. I like how they have the stamp here, and so there are maybe 2,999 copies. This is printed in China, all Lo Scarabeo, everything really. No particular artist, really, illustrator named. It's really credit goes to their team, okay, their team of graphic designers and so on. So these are, in a way, resurrected illustrations from, in a way, like the ancient Italian tarot. And let's see what they did. So beautiful box. That's to begin, and that's how these that's how these decks get you. It's a lot of times not just the cards, it's really the box, the packaging, the collectability, if you will, of something. So beautiful packaging, beautiful box, telescopes to open. The neat thing is to matted colors. For me, I have been lately and for some time now reading with the Tarot of Marseille, and then recently began delving into Italian tarot decks. The ancient Italian tarot is something that is sitting here. It's actually a deck that got me looking at using full-size decks. So typically, guys, I would use a full-size deck very sparingly, and usually I do pocket size and minis. Anyway, without further ado, let's open up and see what we have here. Okay, so I did unbox this already, so it has been unboxed, but the cards are still in order. They haven't been shuffled. So first, you get the typical, or not typical, but you get the book that has some card meanings. Sometimes what I found, guys, is that even though this is an Italian tarot deck, okay, it's based on ancient Italian illustrations, etc., the card meanings may sometimes relate to Rider-Waite-Smith system. So that's interesting, but I don't usually pay attention to these. So beauty of a card deck like that is that the number cards, they're pip cards, and so you are not having to work with a suggested emotion. Okay, what comes here is this, shall we say, introductory card, and it has the number. So we said 2,999, and this is number 17 and 20, 1,720. Alrighty, out of, yes. Okay, limited to 2,999 copies. And then as soon as I pick them up, of course, my wife says to me, do you think they won't be issuing anymore? And I'm like, well, I don't know, but I think so. Hence the reason maybe to get one more. Anyway, so let's flip through, guys. And as you guys can see, here's the, okay, let's do this. Get the majors out first. Okay, see if we can line them up nicely for you guys. And then we'll look at the pip cards. Okay. So, right here and here. And let's go like that. So here's the Fool. And here's the Magician. And there is the High Priestess. And there's the Empress. And notice how narrow they are. They're not as wide as the standard size deck. And here's the Emperor. And here's Il Papa, or the Pope, or call him the Hierophant if you want. Okay. And now we have the Lover. Okay, the Chariot, Justice, Hermit, Wheel of Fortune, Strength, Hangman, Death. I think we could do better. I think we can go like that. Let me just check if the frame shows. Yes, it does. Okay, so let's go this way. And again, the one of the, you know what, most important features in this deck for me, guys, is the idea that the size itself is a little bit smaller, just the exact tad, like half an inch smaller than a standard deck. And I'll show you a comparison so you see what I mean. So it's just that little bit that I always wanted to, just so I can get a better fix on the card when shuffling. So that's a standard size, and this is that size. And it's not a pocket size. It's taller, longer than a pocket size. Okay, Temperance, the Devil, and in a little bit we will do a little switch and show you guys the rest of them. Okay, so first off, what a beauty. Color tones, a little bit of a limitation in you, if you will, on the amount of color, the number of colors per illustration, but beautiful. So faces, very, very interesting in a way. That fool almost looks like related somehow to that magician. Huh. Notice the shapes of the eyebrows on the female figures there. Very, very interesting. The beards are interesting, especially on the Pope here. Matted, a little bit of, you know what, a softer tone to the color, yet almost feels like it's so defined too. So that's like hazy yet defined. So that's very, very interesting. An interesting devil card. Alrighty. Okay, let's see if I can go like that. Okay, the idea is to show you the remaining guys. So see if we can. The Tower, the Star, the Moon, and the Sun, Judgment, and the World. What a beauty. So compared to what I typically use, guys, that's, I mean, that's the difference in size, and it's a little hard to work with those minis. But I would, in the past, I would say to myself, I'd rather work with that mini than having to bend and you know, have to deal with that full-size deck. This is really the best happy medium I can think of, for myself at least. So very, very, very enjoyable. They almost look like portraits, that illustration that you want to, you know what, blow up and make, you know what, put them around the house. Some amazing, not consistencies, but commonalities in the green tones, the reds, the goldish type of hues, you know, that you get in the, shall we say, costumes. Interesting definition on, you know what, anatomy, physical parts, showing quite a bit of detail, to, you know what, shapes, etc. That, yeah, it's interesting, eh? That magician is quite interesting. So he does have a shoe there, and he, to me, does look like someone who can fix anything. A shoemaker, that's a tough one, fixing shoes. Alrighty, guys, so those are the majors. Okay, so let me try and put them back, bring them back to order, and then we will look at the court cards and the pip cards. And this is, in a way, you know what, it's going to be, I think, a continuation to keep issuing and reissuing Italian-based, ancient-based decks, reproductions of such in those, shall we say, more classic hues Just because a lot of us are you know what, turning into that too. There's been so much dominance of Rider-Waite-Smith concepts and clones, and they're beautiful. I collect them, I have them. But as a reader, once I've stopped using the whole system of Rider-Waite-Smith and really thinking I would stay with Marseille or Italian decks, it becomes different. So anyway, without much blabbering, here's our Ace of Cups. What a beauty. Two of Cups. And a 3. 4. 5 of Cups. I like how their size just shrinks. They didn't try to layer them. They shrunk their size. They're still in a way interesting. 6 of Cups. 7, 8, 9, and the 10. Beautiful, beautiful cups. And you get to see the insides of the cups. And again, very, very interesting detail on here. It's not engravings, but it almost looks like it, like etchings, etc. Guys, the gold mixed with a little bit of reddish hue with the green is just so royal. It's crazy. Okay, so let's now see the Page of Cups. Reminds me of a neighbor. Okay. The Knight of Cups. And here's our Queen. And here's our King. And our Queen looks somewhat related to this page. She looks like she could be his mother. Something like that. That can also be a bigger brother of this page here. Very, very interesting. But beautiful. Look at that decoration. Look at like every cup has its own style. It has its own shape. It has its own jewels around it or so. Or carvings or engravings around it. Very, very royal. Amazing. Okay, let's bring the cup family back. And then next we have Pentacles. But beautiful. The cardstock is quite decent, quite neat. Enough to, you know what, be able to shuffle with. Although, what I found interesting here, everybody, guys, is the announcement made here on this, shall we say, introductory card, or its number. They actually talk about the cards not being treated with a certain varnish, and then they say, therefore, and as a result, they might not be suitable for shuffling, which I found very, very interesting. For me, the way I shuffle, which is quite simple, I don't think that's an issue for me. I'm letting the cards drop typically a little bit to the front and a little bit in the middle and to the back, and then after you do that quite a few times, then it's good. But I don't do the other styles. I will, you know what, freshen up the cards like that. I saw Vincent Petici do that, and it's become a bit of a habit too. But other than that, I think it's good. Excuse me, guys. Okay. Pentacles. Let's do an ace. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Beautiful pentacles. Also, I did see in a review someone commenting about this particular shape here on the 4. What could that be in the middle? What does it represent? Quite interesting. Now, there was also that same person whose name escapes me. He has a really nice channel. I think it's either Roland or something like that. I might be able to put a link there. But anyway, he did comment on the 3 here, the 3 of Pentacles. I thought, which way do you guys think it should rest? So we have Two flowers at the bottom here that seem to blossom that way. Is that an imperfection, or is that the way it should be? Now, he also comments on the fact that there's, at the backs here, there's one particular circle that does not have the same 6 dots, or flower that doesn't have those same 6 dots. Let me see if you guys can see. Yep, with a little bit of the focus here. So here, this one can tell you what's top and what's bottom. Now, I'm someone who doesn't read in reverse, but I would have thought, okay, to go like that. However, just, you know what, however, I'm still fine to go like that. I'm not losing any bit of sleep, I can tell you that. If there's any sleep loss, it's not about this. Because really, reverse it or not, you are looking at a beautiful, beautiful classic illustration, and you're looking at your number, you're taking a meaning. All right, Page of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. The Knight reminds me of myself a little bit. The Queen of Pentacles, and here's the King. Yep, I see myself. So when I looked at the card before, guys, I had a little bit of a connection with the Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords for some reason. But again, beautiful, beautiful. Look at their costumes. They look like such, they look like soccer players from like the German team or something. They look so well formed, healthy, happy. This King of Pentacles here. Yeah, that really defines a lot of gold around you. Okay, let's now roll back the Pentacles family, and next is the Wands. So get back here. So do give me feedback, guys, what you think in terms of cardstock size. You know, what you find comfy for you, comfortable for you. I tend to like the, like I say, this will be ideal. I haven't even shuffled them yet. Just wanted to get the review out and go through them with you guys, but I'm so excited to start shuffling and to start reading with them. So let's see. So here's our Ace of Wands, the 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful, beautiful wands. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Something about the wands lately has been getting me, and I don't know if it is the wands. I think it's the color that goes around, especially in the 3. The way they shift, you know, between green into gold, and then, you know what, that blue around. There's not a ton of colors there, guys, but the way they're used, very, very subliminal, okay, messaging there happening, and just beautiful. Like, I can look, you can almost look at those 5 below here, from the 6 to the 10, and say they almost all look very, very similar from far. But each one of them, especially this guy here with that green wand there, has a story. Okay, here's our Page. Quite determined, quite determined and ready, and he's like, bring it on. And here's our Knight, Queen, and our King. And I really like those two, especially the King. The King has this most, you know what, let's have fun today, okay? And so does, you know what, the Queen. She's up to a lot, okay? And that look says, I'm going to be engaging. I'm going to be very, very socially savvy. So much fun. This guy wants to finish business. This guy wants to take care of business. And so does this guy, that Page. Wow. A very, very, very energizing suit. A very energizing family. Okay. Let's go like that and roll them back. And now we're going to look at some swords. Okay, so if that's the Page, there we go. 10, 9. Something, I don't know about you guys, but you start to like your card decks and the decks too much, and sometimes you get so meticulous. Sometimes it's silly. With me, it does get silly. Here we are. Let's look at the sword suit. That is an amazing Ace of Swords. Like, that ace, that's like, this is truly a beginning. Like, if that doesn't signify it, what a beauty. 3, 4, a 5. And then once they start to, you know, beyond the 4, when they're doubles on both sides, they end up, when you put 2 and 2, or 2 together, side by side, pardon me, you get that circle effect, which is really interesting. Some readings lately I've been doing, you look at the thumbnail and it has a few of those circles when those types of numbers in swords come together. As they get more denser, okay, as there is the more attainment of sword element in the illustration, they still find a way to make it interesting in the way they point, in the way they are tied, in the way they're hanging. Yeah, beauty. So it's these colors, guys. So to an extent too, quite Egyptian, if you will, quite ancient Egyptian, in terms of the color tones that I see. I'm seeing blues, reds, and gold, and greens, okay? Anyway, here we are. So a page of swords, okay, maybe a little attitude there showing. The Knight of Swords, we understand, they've got duties and, you know what, missions to complete. And here's the Queen, and here's the King. And so the King shows me a lot of forgiveness for some reason, more than the Queen. The King appears to be more forgiving than the Queen. Just the way they posture with the sword itself. The Queen is like, always, you watch it, okay? I need the facts. And this is, oh, I thought we were going to do this. Beautiful, guys. Alrighty. So, such is the, you know what, deck. I'm going to roll it back in a bit, but I really just wanted to share it with you guys, and just by way of comparison now, in terms of cardstock size and the size of the deck, and why I'm so in love with this. So this is our page of swords. That's the back of this Sopraffino. These are the minis, okay? So that's the mini. And standard size is this. And before I close, let me see if you can see. Yes, you can. Okay, in between this size and the mini, there's going to be the pocket size, and then there's another one that's a bit bigger. So I used to stick to these and pocket size just because it's easier for me to shuffle, until I met this beauty, okay? The Ancient Italian Tarot, which again, it's hard to resist reading with it. So that got me thinking, okay, maybe I can try, you know what? And then this popped up, and I don't know where this was, but I saw some reviews and I fell in love with it, and I think the love story is going to continue. Okay, starting to drop a couple of cards. Why not? We're initiating the deck. And with that being said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the review of the Tarocco Sopraffino. And I'll see you guys soon. And as you always know, we do love you madly. Bye for now, guys.